Let's head to Parliament, where Deputy Defence Minister Major Odro has mounted a spirited defence, dismissing concerns that the move will affect security operations.
Because some of you, the media, you incite the general public against us. We must be frank. So the Interior Minister is saying that, yes, they have enough police people to provide security for MPs and provide security for the whole nation. That is why we have been given, and we are thankful to the government of the day that today he has listened to us. How many of the MPs do you want them to be killed before we ask of this personal security for MPs? I don't think you are happy that our brother Kwanzaa has been killed. I don't think you are rather, or you are shedding crocodile tears. Yes. Or do you want JB Dankwa? He would have. He wouldn't have been killed if he had the security for himself. So we are saying that the law says that we should be giving. Don't give two and leave one. Okay. This is all that we are saying. And you shouldn't be annoyed that we ask for what we are required. That is what we need, and that is what the law says give us.
But
okay.
The concern being raised by security experts like
I don't want to hear security experts. I'm also a security expert. Listen.
But for example, they make the case that if you are taking 200 men off patrol duties, visibility duties, in the long term, 800 of them, certainly operational police work will be affected.
What work
visibility is likely to be reduced.
I am saying that they are visible all over the place. The Interior Minister is saying that he has no problem. You, the security expert, you are sitting somewhere and say we have problem. Last week, how many policemen passed out? Almost 2,000. You know, every 6 months they pass out, and you are saying that we don't have enough policemen. They cannot be adequate. 100%. Listen to me. They cannot be 100%.
The estimation is that we have more than enough that we can let 200, 800 of them.
I am saying that 200 that doesn't cause any harm to the police authorities. They don't have any problem. They are there. They say they don't have any problem. You are sitting somewhere and say I'm a security expert, and they have problem.
He appears to understand how this works.
He appears to misunderstand. He appears to misunderstand what you are saying. He doesn't understand the situation. How can you say that until and unless all the parliamentarians come to realization or are able to solve the problems of the killings in the country, are we responsible for the killing of the people? We make laws. We make sure that government should sit up and make sure that everybody gets adequate protection. So if something happens, we call them to Parliament for them to come and answer. That is our responsibility. We don't have cane here to whip. We don't have, listen to me, we don't have cane here to whip sector ministers. We draw their attention for you and for me and for everybody. And they sit up. Are you aware that the minister said yesterday that the armed robbery rate has come down by 53% from last year to this year? If you compare the figure, are you aware that yesterday he said that the general crime wave has come down by 10%. 2019, 2020. You see, he said all these things. I'm happy you are aware. Yes. And therefore, if he is saying that because of the fact that we have produced more police people, we have produced more military, and we have given them adequate support, logistics, equipment, communication. Haven't you been seeing this CCTV cameras in town? You have been seeing when you go, it flashes, it's taking pictures. So we have improved the situation. Okay, so we don't have the problem of providing security for the few members of Parliament who are left. I am a member of executive as well as member of judiciary. Legislature. Okay, I have personal security because I belong to defense. And we have soldiers there to go along with me. Okay, my friends don't have. So the few people who have not, why don't you give them? So we make generality, we make general statement at home. How can we?
Just about a month ago, a university professor was killed in his home. and that is being dealt with. So then,
that is being what?
That is being dealt with by the
how
police.
No, I'm also interviewing you.
Yeah, but the police say they are investigating.
Okay.
But the other argument being made is that should university professors also be asking for protection in the light of this, just because they lost one of their own? After you, the MPs lost one of their own.
Quote the law for me that university professors must be given personal security. Where do you find the Ghanaian statutes? Ghanaian law, where?
Then it means that Parliament...
You have a question, let me answer him.
Laws. You should be consent to enact laws to take care of these people.
Bring it, bring the idea. You are okro mouth. Okro mouth in the sense that whatever comes to your mouth, you throw it out. So let it come out of your mouth that yes, Parliament make laws that university professors must be given security. That media, every person there, you holding your mic here into my mouth, you want to punch my mouth. You need security.
You are pushing this whole argument.
So it's not everybody. It's not everybody. Listen to me. Listen to me.
Are getting the protection based on the fact that their lives.
Talk. I must answer. Otherwise, me I won't listen to your question again. You talk and then you don't want me to answer, and then somebody will pick it up. He couldn't answer that question. I am not the type. I am saying that the law makes provision. The law that we have has made provision for security for members of parliament, security for Article 71 office holders, period. They must be given. Don't give two and leave one. This is what we are saying. Okay? If the law says that you, as a journalist, must be given protection, the law must be applied.
That's your Deputy Defense Minister speaking to my colleague Joseph Opoku-Gakpo and some other journalists in Parliament. Joseph is joining us, but I want to hear your thoughts on some of the answers that we're getting to the questions we're posing to the Member of Parliament. The number is 0540109009, 0540109009. Now, you'll be going to the polls shortly. Do you feel safe? Do you feel secured enough? And do you feel that you're getting the sort of answers that you deserve as a Ghanaian? Based on all that has happened, let's go to Parliament right now. Talk to Joseph Opoku-Gakpo. Hello, Joseph.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Joseph. Quite an encounter you had there in Parliament today.
Obviously, so this is one of those conversations that's still been ongoing on the presence of Parliament. On the floor itself, the issue about security for MPs hasn't since come up, but on the presence of Parliament, we've all been discussing that. You saw that conversation with the Deputy Defense Minister. I've also been interacting with the minority leader, Harun Idris. You know, we've really not heard from the minority side, although the minority leader himself was on the side of the Interior Minister when he addressed the media yesterday. Well, the minority leader also holds the position that MPs are also Ghanaians. They deserve their security. What they're asking for right now is something that's enshrined in the Constitution for Article 71 office holders, and a lot of other public officers have that. And so if the MPs are also getting it, then there's nothing wrong with it. So it's obviously one of those things that both on the majority and the minority side, you know, one of the few things that on both the majority and the minority side, there is the holistic support for it.
Well, Joseph, over here, I mean, generally we've been speaking to people and the reaction has actually been mixed. You have people who believe that by going quickly, you know, to Parliament to respond to the call because one of their own died, and I'm talking about the Interior Minister, and to have Parliament defend it the way it has, even both sides, majority and minority, which, by the way, rarely reaches consensus. To have them quickly reach a consensus on this means that they're putting their interest ahead of all of us. But there are other people who say that these are special, you know, group of people in the country. Do you have anybody at all in Parliament who sides with those who think that Parliament perhaps should have just not considered their own interests, but also have thought about the citizenry as a whole?
In fact, in conversations with MPs, those that have come across who appear to hold a slightly different position are MPs who are outgoing, so MPs who are not returning to Parliament from January 2021. And they then make the point that they wouldn't need those private security people because they are not campaigning. It's just about 2 months to come, after which they would have to then become private citizens. So I've actually had conversations with outgoing members of parliament who make the point that they will not take this police bodyguards that are being deployed to them. It's a personal decision that they've taken because they only need them over the next 2 months. And after 2 months, they are done here in parliament. I've had conversations with, ministers of state as well, who make the point that they are entitled, but they've actually not had use for it over the last 3 to 3.5 years. And so they go on to make the point that they all, despite making these points, agree with the principle that the deployment should happen. The MP should have these personal bodyguards. The MP should have additional day and night security in their houses, who are police people. But they go on to say it should be given to them so that those who don't have use for it will decline use for it. But they think it's out of place that several years after the Constitution came into place, other Article 71 office holders actually have this, but they, the MPs, don't have. And so it's time for them to assert their rights. And that for those who think they wouldn't have use for it, then they can go ahead and decline. But the very principle that they should have this kind of protection is something that they are insisting should be done by the executive arm of government.
All right. Well, the debate, like I said yesterday, has been settled for now.